These 3 supplements are powerful, backed by research, used in hospitals, and in one case, nearly banned by the FDA. The supplement industry is the Wild West. There's almost no regulation, and I say that as someone who works in the industry. I consult with supplement companies, and I've seen firsthand how inconsistent quality can be, and how hard it is to find brands that truly deliver. Some of the most effective supplements fly under the radar until they're too effective. I'm going to show you 3 that are legit, underrated, and why I personally never go without them. This is not medical advice, so whatever you do is at your own risk. Supplements are not going to fix your issues if you don't first address your diet and lifestyle. If you're dealing with high blood pressure, inflammation, or allergies, this is one supplement you should know about. Roughly 1 in 2 adults in the US has elevated blood pressure, and chronic inflammation is at the root of nearly every major disease and accelerates the aging process in your body and also on your skin. Quercetin has been shown in studies to lower both blood pressure and C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of inflammation. According to a systematic review of randomized control trials, quercetin showed a significant reduction in blood pressure when taken in doses greater than 500 milligrams a day. I actually saw this for myself because my blood pressure lowered when I was taking a combination of quercetin and turmeric, and I'll link to my experiment in my video down below. It's also a natural antihistamine and mast cell stabilizer. If you deal with sinus issues, puffiness, congestion, or allergies in general, you might want to try it. I take it mostly for sinus inflammation and histamine issues. I've noticed less puffiness underneath my eyes when I take it in conjunction with my cleaned up diet. I've also noticed improvements with my sinus problems, so I always have quercetin on hand. One 4-week randomized placebo-controlled double-blind study with 66 participants showed significant improvements in allergy symptoms, things like sneezing, runny nose, eye itching, and even sleep improvements. And that was with just 200 milligrams a day. A lot of people take 500 to 600 milligrams, but the quality and bioavailability of that product really matters. This is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories out there, and it's often used for pain relief from inflammatory conditions. It's known as turmeric, although the real effective compound within it is called curcumin. One clinical study with over 350 people suffering from knee osteoarthritis found that 1,500 milligrams of turmeric extract worked just as well as 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen to reduce pain and improve function over 4 weeks. But unlike ibuprofen, the turmeric group had fewer side effects, especially stomach issues. Ibuprofen puts a lot of strain on your kidneys, so I personally avoid it completely. So here's the part that most people never hear. There's a dark side to turmeric, and it's not the root itself, but the way that it's produced in some places. A team from Stanford was trying to figure out why so many pregnant women from rural Bangladesh were being poisoned by lead. They tested soil, water, even cookware, but they couldn't figure it out until a young researcher decided to test the turmeric, and what they found was shocking. Some turmeric processors were coating the turmeric roots with lead chromate, a bright yellow industrial pigment used for coloring plastic and paint, just to make the spice look more vibrant to get a better price for the product. It was marketed globally in teas, food products, and supplements. The team, along with Bangladeshi food safety officials and armed law enforcement, staged a full-on sting operation. They raided market stalls with handheld scanners, confiscated contaminated turmeric, issued steep fines, and shut down the violators. Some of the turmeric they tested had lead levels up to 500 times higher than the legal limit. But that kind of contamination isn't just a Bangladesh problem. Turmeric is imported and sold across the world. If you're not buying from a company that tests for heavy metals, you are gambling with your health. I did a lot of research on this, so I'm currently using the Kirkland brand turmeric product because it's USP verified, which means it meets very strict standards for quality, potency, and purity. It's been tested extensively for contaminants and heavy metals. In the US right now, you really can't get much better than USP verified. And this video is not sponsored by any of these brands or any of these companies. I use it to help keep inflammation down. I also use it anytime that I have any pain issues, joint pain, soreness, headaches, or even sinus inflammation. I could be wrong, but I feel like it works especially well alongside quercetin. They seem to have a synergistic effect. It's a little bit pricier than some other brands, but I would rather pay a little bit more to have something that is safe and effective. You also get a lot in that bottle. There's 320 capsules, so it should last you for quite a while, depending on how many you take per day. NAC is so effective that the FDA tried to ban it during the worldwide illness that was going around that started around 2019. This happened because it had originally been approved as a drug back in the 1960s. The FDA decided it no longer qualified as a dietary supplement. It was pulled from Amazon and companies stopped selling it all over. Everyone thought it was about to be officially banned. Eventually, the FDA backed off. NAC, or NAC, stands for N-acetylcysteine. It's a precursor to glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant. That means it plays a big role in fighting oxidative stress, which is linked to inflammation, pain, and aging. It also helps to thin mucus, so it's often used to support lung function, congestion, and sinus pressure. It's even used in hospitals to treat Tylenol overdoses. I personally take it when I'm sick or when I'm feeling run down or just not feeling well in general. It's also one of my go-tos for sinus inflammation or congestion, and I think it works really well alongside quercetin and turmeric. There's even a study showing NAC may drastically reduce how sick you get from the flu. In a double-blind study of 262 people, mostly over the age of 65, half took 600 milligrams of NAC twice a day during the flu season. Both groups were exposed to the same flu virus, but only 25% of the NAC group developed symptoms, compared to 79% in the placebo group. NAC didn't stop the infection, but it made a huge difference in whether or not they got symptoms. Participants had milder symptoms, recovered faster, and showed improved immune function, shifting from suppressed immunity to a healthier immune response. If you're someone who deals with getting frequent colds or you get sick often, I would highly recommend this. Real quick, if you're not subscribed yet, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.